And we're live with my brand new overlay for the last 4 sessions of this campaign.
Woo!
Ooh. Wow, you put a lot of work into.
Just in time.
Right? For the finale.
Wow, look at it. It's so brand new.
I mean, I'm proud of it.
So new.
I'm proud of it too. I'm proud of you.
If
Well,
is it like one of those like Starbucks cards where if we get all of the players to attend, you get a free set?
Oh, that'll be like if I can get everyone for like the last session, that would be amazing.
That would be
Nobody's
really
gonna
cool.
know what's going on.
I know, that's the only downside. Because let's see, today's the 1st.
If you want the last session to be a 3-hour recap of the whole campaign, then sure.
Oh, so true. And I think I'm looking at our schedule real quick, which I probably should have done this beforehand, but I know that the last session had to be moved because of Easter. Yeah, so I currently have the last session on Sunday, April 5th. So we do 2 in a row rather than waiting 2 weeks.
Meh.
So 29th and the 5th are our last 2. And currently that works. I'll have to just clarify with my wife one more time. But as of right now, that should be just fine on my end. Okay, so when we finished up last time, you guys had just collected Obelisk, forced it out of its where it resided in the mainframe of Zerzura Station. Yeah, of its space home, yeah. Space house. And
Got it on the holodeck.
yeah, yeah, exactly. Yep, put it in the danger room now.
I think it's kind of funny that we were fighting space crabs on the station, and the AI is kind of like a space hermit crab with a big.
Theming is important. Yeah, and then you guys got aboard your shuttle, and I assumed you went directly back to the Guilty Echo. But that was an assumption on my part. If you'd rather go to another part in Zerzura Station, we can do that as well.
You know what they say about assumptions.
I do, but it's old habits die hard.
I'm just messing. I don't actually know if we had any other plans.
I'd like to do a flyby of the ship that's like, I don't know how it found the station to begin with, but it like blew up earlier. Remember, we saw the wreckage, and he even had a vision.
Yep. So going through, and I'm going to move us to the Zerzura Station map.
Oh, actually, I'll be right back.
Sure thing.
Sorry. You can go on though. I can still listen.
Were those doors red before? The ones on the cargo block?
Probably.
In the cargo block? Oh yeah, I marked the red ones are the ones that are always open, like they've been burned through or melted through essentially. At least the ones that you've seen. And then the green are ones that are open to the vacuum, and the yellow are, as far as you know, normal. So yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, the ship that was attached to the cargo block and is now kind of just floating around the Zerzura. It looks to be like it was it's a freighter similar to the Guilty Echo. It's a smaller size than the Guilty Echo, presumably a smaller crew. And it looks like it was a salvage or survey ship, from what you can tell, based on just the model of it, and it has no weapons on it, unlike the Guilty Echo. It has a pretty large cargo hold that now there's a bunch of debris floating out into space from that ship getting split. But yeah.
So it just didn't decouple properly? Is that what it was?
That's what you would assume, and that was what Kevin saw in his vision. It was already kind of in pieces when you arrived.
Mm-hmm. Does anything look salvageable from it, or worth checking out? Is it just a wreck?
There are floating crates of stuff, but you don't see it like just flying
I meant
by.
more the ship systems.
Oh, yeah, that's something that, like, if Izzy wanted to climb aboard, or even if Oppenheimer wanted to go aboard and see what you guys could find as far as, like, mechanical parts and stuff like that, you might be able to find something that at least would be able to work as a spare part for the Guilty Echo if something were to go wrong. But otherwise, it's difficult to tell without getting in there and digging around.
Ollie's driving, so a spare part might be nice.
I can I see what I can see from the computer system? Like, are there cameras and stuff?
You mean like on the Guilty Echo? There are cameras on the Guilty Echo on your ship. But as far as accessing the other ship's computers, yeah, I think you'd be able to jack in. There'd probably be some power still going.
Oh. Cool.
I'm out of my bot now, right? We're back on the...
You're back on the ship. Are you out of the bot?
Right,
Are you...
yeah.
Okay.
So,
before
no,
we go any further with... Oh, you're still in it? Okay.
I'll keep it around, yeah, for now.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was going to say, before we go any further, we should determine what exactly is happening with that, because Obelisk is still inside of it. But yeah, okay. Yeah, I would say that the other ship... Okay. If you wanted to, remote jump into their, or jack into their communication systems, that would require taking the shuttle to get close enough, to get in range of it. But you could do it, theoretically, and get a better idea of what the state of the ship's systems are.
Okay, I'll kind of pose the group. If you would like me to scan the ship, we do need to get closer. Specifically, I do.
I'm
Specifically with the shuttle.
I'm just going to do my mind test thingies.
Oh, right, yeah, go ahead.
What the hell?
Wow.
That
Wow.
2d8 made a difference.
Oof.
Wait, are we rolling d8s now?
Yeah.
Oh.
I did not.
So, would we like me to shuttle close?
Well, we're in the shuttle now, so there's I don't think anything's going to stop us from getting super close.
Why don't
Yeah,
we
let's-
swing on by?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
So Ollie's flying the shuttle, but he's not here, so I'm not going to roll. Well, no, let's roll piloting tests. This isn't detrimental to, it's not life and death yet. So,
Or is it?
or is I guess we'll find out, right?
Nick just wants me to use my dice swap really early.
Maybe. Okay, and he has expertise with fighters now, which is about the size of the shuttle. Dan, are you with us now?
Hi.
Hi,
am.
welcome aboard.
Thanks.
Ugh.
Mr. Foamloaf,
Jeez.
How are you, Scott?
may I just call you Big?
Sure.
Please, Mr. Foamloaf's my father.
Oh, before I go any further, I'm going to roll complication. D20,
You would.
7. Are we at 3 and 7? We can't be. We have to be.
Yep, no,
Yeah, we
that's
are.
how we left.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, we
okay.
spent. Yeah.
All right. So 7 or lower on the D20. And 8, so no go. Okay. I turned on 3D dice for myself at least because I realized that in Twitch my new overlay blocks the chat bar or the chat log of roll.
Oh, I didn't even see the 8 dice.
Yeah, so this is a big red roll D20 rolled across the table here. But okay, so test for Ollie with his 3D8, keeping 2 of them, and he got a 20. So he's just... I'm sorry, what's that?
Like, is this like a tricky, very difficult test or anything? Because I can.
It was just Ollie piloting the shuttle through the debris of the shipwreck off the Zerzura station, and he rolled a 20, so he's actually handling it pretty well. Able to maneuver in and around the loose ship parts and to get close enough for Oppenheimer to jack into the other ship's communication systems.
Cool.
Oh, yeah, okay.
All right. So, Scott, I will need a mind test from you upon jacking in, just to see if there is a hostile force on board in cyberspace, if you can remain hidden from it. That's something that we should just get used to doing every time you jack into cyberspace.
Okay. And it would be 3 dice, right? Because I have, what do you call it?
Expertise?
Yes.
Then yes.
Okay. Mind.
Very nice. Okay, the ship is called the Illustrious Maiden, and when Scott jacks aboard, or when Oppenheimer jacks into cyberspace and the communication systems of that ship, it's a bunch of, obviously, a bunch of alarms are going off. It looks like the ship, the only thing that's currently available as far as, like, active systems is the command bridge is sealed, and its atmosphere is still intact. But otherwise, there's warnings flashing left and right about leaking fuel and emergency power and stuff like that.
Okay. Am I able to access the front of the ship at all? Like, are there any screens on there, or cameras or anything in there? Like, I want to see if someone's in the cockpit. Because you said that was sealed and life support's running in there?
Yes, the command bridge is sealed. And yeah, when you check the cameras for the ship, the only ones that are operable are all like command bridge and like crew quarters and all that, and everything is dark and empty. Except for the command bridge, there seems to be a humanoid form in a spacesuit in one of in like where the pilot would sit. And they're seated there, they're motionless, but there is someone there in a spacesuit.
Okay. I would like to simultaneously put my image on every single screen in the command bridge.
Okay.
Just like, and just pop in. Hello, who are you?
How are you not Ultron?
At quite, I wouldn't say like max volume, but wouldn't mind scaring them.
Loud enough to shock him.
Yeah, to wake him up if he's,
So Oppenheimer does that, and this person jostles awake, like sits straight up, and you see like they take out a roach, a blaster, and they start aiming it around. They're like, what the? And then he hand reaches up to his helmet and he hits a button, and he's like, who are you? What? Are you a rescue ship?
That depends. Who are you? And what happened to your ship? It looks in pretty disrepair.
He's like, my name is, I'm Norvin. I was the pilot for this salvage crew. He's like, we just came upon this station and then we docked and then shit just got bad. He's like, there's stuff on there. I don't know if you've been on the station or not yet. He's like, don't go on there. It's bad.
Can we hear this or no?
I would say no, because he's talking just to Oppenheimer. He's talking directly to the monitors, so.
Okay, I'll tell him. Oh, that is quite unfortunate. I have been on there as well. One moment, please, and I'll, just, I don't know, like, talk back to the people on the ship.
Okay.
There seems to be one human alive on the ship. His ship is in quite disrepair.
Can I use the scanners to see if there's any like signals of that crab goo life stuff?
Yes, you can. I'll go ahead and take a mind test from you. And using your or the scanners on the shuttle would roll 2 extra dice.
Okay.
The low-key sound of someone's dog drinking.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Is that loud? Wow.
Toby.
There was like sudden silence, and then
Yeah. Just a lapping thing.
Oh, that's great. Kevin, you can tell that there's some sign of that same purple goo, but it seems to be pretty much located in the center of the ship, which is where the ship split apart from.
Right. So there's no sign this guy might be infected.
Not not that you would believe based on what you have experienced with these things.
Okay. Well, what's the plan?
I start suiting up. I guess spacewalk through the wreckage to go hook up with him.
This
Ooh,
human
are we
would
going
like
back
a
out?
rescue.
Yeah. If he's not infected, we can't leave him here. And if he is infected, we shouldn't leave him out here.
Buffy, you're so nice.
Yup.
Let's go save
Bob and
some
I
dudes.
ask him why to dock with the station.
He said he was transporting for the company. Is that what he said, Nick? Sorry, I completely forgot.
That
He
is
was part
not
of
what
the
he said.
salvage
He said he's
crew?
part of a salvage crew.
Salvage, that's what it was.
Yeah.
He was part
But
of the salvage crew.
not part of this company. Just
Can I check?
Correct.
Can I run his plates, so to speak?
Oh, sure, yeah. If you check the Illustrious Maiden, you find that it's an independent salvage ship, deep space salvage ship. They tend to go... everything that you find on them says that they operate in this part of space. And
Do they
tend-
operate legally?
Yeah, everything that you find regarding the Illustrious Maiden says that they only take from ships that are apparent derelicts with no crew, and they salvage parts and sell what they can and refurbish what they can.
I'll pop back onto the monitors for the guy. It appears we have decided to rescue you.
He's like, well, I didn't realize there was much of a decision, but I appreciate that. Thank you.
I'll
You're
suit up.
welcome.
Okay. So everybody
Can I-
who's going over... Oh, yeah, go ahead, Matt.
I was just gonna say, can I wear my new armor while also suiting up into like a spacewalk suit?
Well, your new armor is sealed, so you could just
Sealed,
wear that
yeah.
if you wanted to.
Damn right.
So anybody who's going over to the Illustrious Maiden, I will need agility tests.
Nick,
And,
is that guy their pilot? Sorry to interrupt.
uncertain at this point.
Like,
He's on the bridge, but it doesn't.
right.
He's like
And
the
sitting
only
in
one
the
pilot.
pilot seat, though, right? But
He is, yes.
Right.
Why does that matter?
He
well,
has
do
to
we
be
have
the
a second
then.
pilot in case we need to fly the ship home, or are we just taking him off?
I
The
think we
ship's
just
in
grab
two
him.
pieces. I'm not gonna drag half a ship back.
Yeah,
I
the
don't care
ship's
how much
been-
scrap you want.
The ship looks like like something blew up from the inside, and it's split in
Okay.
two pieces.
So what I hear you saying, there's lots of scrap metal around.
No.
So you're saying there's a chance.
Can you give us a copper value estimate?
Yeah.
No, I cannot.
If we tow this back,
No.
That's like $10 at the recycling center.
I'll literally give you a jar of pennies if you shut up.
Okay, so whoever's going over, I will need agility tests from you.
Alrighty.
I'll stay in the ship.
Okay.
Beat that, Casey.
No, go, please.
Well, and normally this would incur a -3 penalty to it, so actually, Matt, that's a 16, not a 19, but we're not going to incur that penalty for Buffy because she has 0G training,
Gotcha.
the trait. But 16's still good. And look at that. 19 and 19. Okay. All right. Yeah, you guys are able to make your way over to the Illustrious Maiden easily enough. And then once you're on there, it's just a quick maneuver down the hall. And as you go in, like much to what Keevan's scan determined, you do see signs of that purple goo, the glare, as it was called in the research tower, clinging to the walls and the floor near the center of the ship, where the ship separated from itself or came apart. But as you go towards the bridge and go towards that part of the ship, it dissipates. You don't see any more of it.
This is the motion tracker on my new gun.
Okay.
Ugh.
Yeah, you get one ping that's in the command bridge, and then a bunch of other pings all around. But those you're kind of attributing to the debris that's floating about. You don't get anything that seems to be moving with purpose. I'll put it that way.
Okay.
Yeah. So you reach the door to the command bridge. What do you do?
I guess we should get on the ship's network, right, to communicate with this guy.
Okay.
I mean, we're like in the ship. Can't we just yell?
Well,
you're in the vacuum.
You're in vacuum of space, though.
Oh, you're in.
He has sealed himself into the bridge.
Fair enough.
I'll do the 3-part knock. The dun dun dun. Dun.
You do that, and he looks at the door.
Universally recognized across galaxies.
He looks at the door, and then he looks at Oppenheimer. He's like, "Really? No." He'll. So he looks at Oppenheimer. Are you still on the monitors? I don't know what that was.
Is that Scott getting into the bottle already?
Of course he is. He's a creepy AI. Why would he leave?
Scott?
Oh, sorry, my kid's just saying goodnight. One sec.
Okay, not a problem. So assuming that Oppenheimer is still on the monitors, he would get confirmation that, that's the same crew and all that. So Norvin holsters his gun and makes sure that his suit is still sealed, and then he will go over to the door to the command bridge and hold onto the bulkhead, and then open the door. And there's this blast of atmosphere as it shoots out of the command bridge and into the vacuum of space. And yeah, you see a human-sized, human-shaped, normal 2 arms, 2 legs individual in a spacesuit.
That's a very suspicious way to explain.
Yeah.
Perfectly normal, nothing wrong here. Everything
looks just like everybody. Normal. 3 legs and 5 arms, and yeah, and he's clinging to the bulkhead.
17 drooling, slathering mouths.
And he sees the 2 of you, and he sees Buffy with the gun out and probably still, watching the motion tracker.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, and you just hear over your comms. He's just like, wow. He's like, thank you so much. He's like, I didn't think in a million years a ship would get out here. He's like, but when I was disconnected from cryo and that lost power, he's like, I didn't really have many options. All right, where are we going?
Is there a chance anyone's still in the cryo?
He's like,
how did it get on the ship, anyways?
I'm sorry, how did what?
How did the glare get on the ship? The goo.
He's like,
he's never heard of glare.
Yeah, he's like, we docked in and it came in on some of our suits and one of the crew members didn't go through the decon showers like he expected to. He just ran on to grab some gear and ran back out to the cargo hold, and some of it.
These people are idiots.
Came off of his suit, and next thing we know, it was spreading all over the place.
Mm-hmm. Did we see this guy without his helmet?
No, he's been fully sealed so far. You have not seen him.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go over the comment. How long has he been there?
Well,
he's like,
I'll ask him. I could ask him too. Yeah, how long have you been out here?
Yeah, he's like, we arrived probably, I think it was 72 hours ago, so not too long.
You're not going to track any of this gunk on our ship, are you?
He's like, no. I'm assuming if your digital friend said that you've already even been on the station, so I'm assuming that you've encountered this stuff before and you know how to deal with it.
I just look at Buffy like, he thinks we know what we're doing. I don't say that, but that's the look that she's giving him.
well, let's rip your, we'll get your black data from, I guess I'll gesture behind him towards, like, the pilot console or whatever.
Oh, he's
Is
like,
that-
yeah.
Or, yeah.
He's like, sure,
can we get it from
certainly,
there?
yeah. I'll make sure that we have that, of course.
Alright. Yeah. Let's go take care of that and then, seal ourselves in there.
Okay. Seal yourselves in the command bridge?
Yeah, but reseal the, the...
Gotcha,
I
yeah,
guess,
cycle
yeah,
atmosphere and... Okay. Yeah, so that happens. You guys are in the command bridge, and he is, after it cycles through, he's then going to work to remove the black box.
Okay.
Yeah, so I want to get Addison to just check how long the incubation period was for the people that were in the testing bay mall place.
So, Addison checks into all that, and he's like, everything that we pulled from the tower and everything that I can find on here, he's like, it all says that it requires one of those activator things to be nearby before anybody can turn. He's like, it's not like, he's like, at least from what their data is here, they don't put embryos or anything in anybody. There's no hatching involved. It's just they get.
But it put something in their head, right? Because there was a mass in the top of the person's head that was missing.
Right. Yeah. He's like, according to this, the big ant crabs hollow out the skull and leave the body, and then the activator takes the residue left by the ant crabs, and then that is what creates the weird puffy things we found. That seems to
So there's no
reanimate
chance
people.
of an infection in a living host.
Not
that
from
what you're telling
the
me?
data that I can find. No.
Oh,
Well, it's your ass, Addison, if you're wrong. I'll airlock you myself.
It's like I don't doubt. He's like, if do you guys have a PR
What about the
person?
interface
Is this
with
really?
Yeah, I'm the PR person.
What about the interface? The corporate module that the people had installed. He was using to communicate with them, right?
Oh yeah, that was specific to Zerzura Station, as far as you can tell. All the residents of
That's
Zerzura
not
had
standardized practice.
correct. Yeah, they all had. I mean, obviously, when you look at Addison, because he has a bunch of cybernetic implants.
Yeah.
But he wasn't a part of the Zerzura network or anything like that. So the implants that they had were specific to the station to make their work that much easier, and their ability to navigate the station and everything. And then that was because this thing was affecting the inside of their craniums. It also had some weird interaction with those implants that allowed it to then communicate with the artificial intelligence.
So I guess we're having this conversation while he's
Yeah.
in the black box.
And every so often he'll stop and look up at you guys and like, wait, what? Like, what happened? What did you What did you see?
I wasn't broadcasting the stuff I said to Addison to them.
I mean, if
Yeah,
Buffy
we've
is
just
talking
gone back
about
in
it,
sealed room, but we didn't say that we took our suits off or anything.
right? No, I
Does it
assumed
look
you guys
like
did.
someone's been living in here?
Yeah, there's some like he has some supplies that are kind of scattered around. A lot of it got sucked out, obviously, when he opened the door. But there's some stuff that's in there. It looks like he has a container full of just like protein paste and stuff like that. It looks like he was expecting to be in here for a while. And you also see an open med kit with a bunch of drugs in there. And if you were to examine that, you'd see that he's been taking sedatives.
Did you get injured in the,
He's like, no, luckily I didn't. He's like, no. He's like, I got out of it pretty cleanly, luckily. He's like, but he's like, I don't know. One of our crew members had this plan. He's like, after the captain and the quartermaster went down, he's like, the bosun was in charge, and his idea was to just to burn that stuff out. And well, he must have found a rupture in the fuel line or something, or got some components near an ignition that should have been there or something. He's like, I don't know. I'm not a mechanic, but he's like, the center of the ship blew, and that separated us from cryo. He's like, God, everybody. He's like, I don't think I'm ever gonna get over that sight of seeing everybody get sucked out into space like that. He's like, I don't know. He's like, I just wanted to go to sleep until someone arrived, and luckily you guys did.
How did you survive the rapid decompression?
He's like, I was in here when it happened. He's like, luckily I was able to hit the button to localize or to cut off the command bridge from the rest of the ship. He's like, I'm the co-pilot. He's like, the pilot went down as well. He's like, we lost 3 people in that first excursion into the station. I'm sorry. He's like, I'm sorry. He's like, you want the black box, right? I got it right here. We're good. We're good to go. And he hoists it up and stands up like he's ready to go. He's like, sorry. He's like, I'm just kind of eager to get off this thing.
Sure, that's understandable. We'll just take a quick swing through a cryo, and then we'll get back to the shuttle.
Okay, sure. Yeah, he's like, it's on the other half towards the nose.
I mean, we just have to jump through the debris field.
Mm. Yep. So doing that from Ilaria and Buffy, I'll take another agility test from each of you.
Alrighty. I got a 14 minus 3.
Yep, so that's going to be an 11.
Is that bad?
I mean, it's
Is that good enough?
significantly lower than 16. Ooh.
Oh.
Buffy's even worse.
Ruh-roh.
Are we not supporting? Is this not the definition of a supported test?
We did it!
So the two of you, okay, so you are trying to navigate through the debris field to get to the nose of the ship.
Mm-hmm.
And you either misjudge the distance or you misjudge the trajectory of how some of this stuff is moving about, but you're knocked off course.
Mm-hmm.
And then when that happens, Ollie kind of maneuvers the shuttle around to be ready to intercept you.
So we're just gonna like slam into the ship?
Yeah, gosh. I think that's what's gonna happen, yeah, is that you slam into the side of the shuttle. And so then you have to basically grab onto that instead of floating off into the black void of space.
Yeah, please, thank you.
And then Ollie comes over your communications and he's like, that looked rough. Do you want to try again, or?
Thanks for the save, Ollie. He's like coughing. Because I'm assuming we just slammed into it at like...
Yeah, oh, totally. Yeah, you're
Yeah.
moving pretty quick.
clip.
Mm-hmm.
Buffy, you up for another go?
Yes. After a pause.
Wouldn't we have detected life signs from cryo with the scan?
I think the scan that you did...
When we find it.
The scan that you did was for the... specifically for the glare and the devourers and all that, wasn't it?
I think the only signal we have, that we can look for specifically is for the devourers.
Right. Okay.
Alright, well, I'll try
I'll take agility test from you guys, and this time you will support it because Ollie is trying to position you in an advantageous way and get you as close as possible. So you're going to roll 3 dice minimum, and you're going to keep 3 of those 3 dice.
Cool. That's better.
Okay, so yeah, you two go, and Ilaria has to help course correct or redirect Buffy at some point in the jump from the shuttle to the ship, but you both make it to the nose of the ship safely. Norvin, he's just planning to go back to the shuttle and stay on that, if that's all right with you guys. He doesn't, unless you want him to go with you to cryo.
Nah, it's fine by us.
I would
Well, it's fine by me.
comes with.
Oh, well, okay.
You want him to come with?
Yeah.
Okay.
Extra set of hands and all.
Sure.
And then he failed the agility test.
was that?
I mean, is that going to take convincing to get him to come with? That's not his
I mean,
preference?
you guys are his ride out of here. So if you tell him that you wanted him to go out there, he would oblige. But yeah, we're gonna roll for him. That would be a 12, 17, so he's good. 14, actually. But yeah, he makes it as well. So the three of you are on the front half of the ship, and he directs you guys down the corridors to where Cryo was, on one of the lower decks. The room is also open to the vacuum. Are you scanning again, Buffy?
Yeah, that's a motion tracker.
Gotcha. Yeah, still nothing. Still nothing other than what you noticed before.
Can I use my scanner?
Sure.
It's not a motion tracker, it's a detection.
Oh, sure. Mm-hmm.
Cool. Oh, good.
No conclusive result.
Alaria detects 3 life forms.
Hey guys, I found the nose of a ship.
In Cryo, you see that there are 6 cryopods, and they 2 of them are closed, not activated, and the other 5 are all damaged in some way, either cracked.
Wait, that's 7.
Yes.
How did I say? Oh, did I say 6 originally? I meant 7.
You said 6.
There are 7 total. 2 of them are good. 5 of them are damaged.
Math is hard.
Math is hard. It's been a long day, guys.
It's not that hard.
Shut up. Just trying to cut Nick some slack.
Thanks, Matt.
You're welcome.
The two that are intact.
broken?
The 2 that are intact are empty, and one of the broken ones has someone in it. And when Norvin kind of goes over and sees that, he's like, "Oh God!" He's like, "Damn it!" He's like, "Okay." He's like, "I don't know what you're looking for, but," he's like, I'm ready to go."
Yeah. Sorry.
Why
about the
would
crew.
you still have 1 crew in Cryo when you were docking with the?
He's like, "A lot happened between the time that we docked and the time that we tried to undock." He's like,
So someone needed to take a nap. Is that what you're telling me?
He's like, I'm not. He's like, "Okay. Wait a minute, Kevin, are you?" Oh no, I suppose you're going over the communications. All right, yeah.
Yeah.
He just looks at Buffy and Ilaria. He's like, "I'm sorry, who is this? Who's talking right now?"
He's bad.
Oh, that's Kevin.
I'm the guy with the door to the shuttle controls.
Don't mind him. He's grouchy.
He's like, "Okay, if you want honesty," he's like, "there was a mutiny. I was involved. And the person in Cryo was forced there at gunpoint in order for the quartermaster to assume control of the ship."
Should we let him out?
Sounds familiar. The cryo chamber is cracked, so this is
Yeah,
also
so-
the vacuum of space, Oppenheimer.
He-
I don't know what your experience with,
Soup's dead.
the vulnerability of humanity to vacuum is. But
Oh, right. He probably has a meat sack for a body like you all. How
Have
is
I got a means of communicating just with Oppenheimer? Either through the comms as
Usually.
can I
Hey,
text
Oppenheimer,
him?
I'll have you know that my body's...
Okay. You keep telling yourself that.
Damn right.
Oh,
Just looking all proud.
Weren't you the one that was just groaning earlier when you were hit by the side of the ship?
Shut up. Alright, well, let's get out of here.
Please, thank you.
what happened to the quartermaster?
He's like, "All I know is that he went on board the station, and since I was one of one of the dissenters. I was left on the ship to keep a watch over it, and the quartermaster never came back.
Perhaps he died.
Wow, Oppenheimer, you're smart.
Thank you. About time you realized it.
Facepalm my
He
helmet.
didn't get sarcasm.
Alright, I'm sorry about your crew. We'll figure out when we get back to our ship. I guess I'd make to leave.
Okay.
So we're just kind of like on a floating piece of the wreckage.
Correct.
In between the, the frigate and the, okay.
Yeah, you're on the front half of this vessel, and the shuttle's nearby you, and the Guilty Echo is probably, off a considerable distance away.
Sure.
Yeah, because you guys have been using the shuttle to maneuver, all around Zerzura, so I'd imagine you'd probably keep the Guilty Echo a safe distance away.
Mm-hmm. Alright. I guess we'll get back to the shuttle and just ride it back to the, and then go through decontamination.
Okay. Yeah, you guys have a little bit of the glare on your suits, but it's not nearly as much as when you're on Zerzura, and it's a short decon back on the Guilty Echo before everyone is shipshape.
I agree. Them at the airlock with.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Keegan.
Hi,
Good to see you
hi,
too.
new guest. If you'd care to, I'll show you to the penthouse suite.
He's like, okay. He's like, yeah. And he has his pack and the black box, and he'll follow Kevin wherever you lead him.
Leave the black box in the cargo hold. That's where they're coming in on, right?
Yeah, it would be the
port
port,
access,
the port airlock. Yeah.
Yeah. If you'd like to leave all your stuff here, I'll direct you to your suite for the evening.
He's like, you're not robbing me blind here, are you?
I mean, you can see me, right?
Well, it's a figure of speech.
Yeah. Okay.
So we're like all here, sitting on, I guess.
Yeah, I'm grabbing a token for him real quick.
Oh, sure.
I'll kind of give Kevin like a punch on the shoulder as we pass by. Like, don't be mean.
Giant!
He was giant. For just a second, he was a giant.
So, why he mutinied?
I'm assuming because lots of people were dying.
Right. So, what was the purpose of the mutiny?
He's
He
like,
said he was involved.
He's like, yeah, he's involved. He's like, a gun was pointed at me and told me to choose a side. He's like, the quartermaster wanted to see what salvage we could get from this station, and the captain, after getting one look inside the cargo hold, didn't want anything to do with it.
So who was in the cryotube?
In the cryo, he's like, that was our chief engineer.
Well, what's the answer, Poirot? We'll go
Well,
through the
I don't
black
know what
box,
the answer
and
is.
we're not going anywhere yet. We gotta isolate the AI before we head back to normal.
Right. Okay. This is no one's call.
Yeah, all the quarters
Hi.
Oh, sorry, you cut out pretty strongly there.
Gun point him down to this room down here, and then I'll get the door locked and Oppenheimer to lock it.
Okay. He hears the lock on the door, and he's like, you hear him from the inside, like, that's really not necessary. He's like,
You should be used to it by now.
that's fair.
Don't worry about it. At least the ship works. Oh my God.
Well, he didn't say what side he came down on.
He said he was on the side of the mutineers. What are you talking about?
Yeah, he was on the quartermaster's side, I think.
He joined
so
the team
out of
that put the gun
coercion-
to his head.
So how did the
Yeah.
engineer end up in the cryochip?
The engineer is probably on the captain's side.
Yeah.
Chose a different team.
Adoy.
The wrong
Yeah,
team.
like the last time we ran into a mutiny.
So why are we helping
Right.
him?
Because he's a human being and he's alive.
Sounds like an asshole.
Yeah, probably, but we're not, so
like
we're gonna
assholes
But
have
he's
no
our
problem
asshole
finding their
now.
way on a cruise anyway.
I mean, we can drop him off at the next space station. You happy?
Do we have to wait till the next space station?
Yeah, I think so. He can't breathe in space.
You don't know that.
We should conduct an experiment.
Oppenheimer? Where?
All right, meat bodies.
Alright.
Toby, you're drinking so loud.
I can just imagine that it's Mick. Like he's with the still
Yeah.
background. Okay, fine, but I don't really see the point of taking him back. So he can do what? Like shoot someone else up?
And we are going to take a quick break because it is bedtime for my kids. So I'm going to step away for about 10 minutes, and we will reconvene
Great.
at that time.
Okay.
We.
Okay, and we're back. And I think I need
Yay.
to start our music again.
I don't think I've ever actually seen a picture of your dog, Casey.
Really?
Isn't it the one that's half of his avatar?
Yeah, like that's all I've seen.
I've only seen the bottom of its snout.
I'm not gonna lie, for a while I thought that was like a fake beard.
So did
Everybody
I.
did. So did I.
Okay.
I thought it was a goatee.
I'm putting it
Anyway.
in general.
Then when I met you at Arkham Knights, I was like, oh.
That's funny.
Expecting Casey to turn nice with a great big bushy beard.
Nick, the music that was playing last time, was it from Kerbal Space Program?
No,
it was
the same channel as this one, wasn't it?
Well, I played
right
this
before
one,
the
and then
break.
during the combat at the end, I played a different, like sci-fi
Oh, sorry.
mix.
I meant the one like just in the like before we took break.
Oh, it's this one. I don't. I
It's
think
this one.
I think the guy did it all himself. I guess I'm not sure.
Okay. It
It's
just
just a
sounds like
YouTube.
Kerbal Space Program.
It's a YouTube video that this guy made for RPG ambient, stuff. So
Yeah.
okay, so
Occasional
where are we?
sound.
What are we doing?
Well, we are streaming Simraka Gregorian chants into the guy's room.
No.
No. He's already been through enough.
What? I'm sorry. What
What
are you saying?
talking about?
Yeah. What are you saying? This is
What?
meant to soothe.
Nothing?
This is meant to soothe him.
Are you disrespecting my religious beliefs?
It's not soothing anybody. Stop it.
Can I, like, Picard double face palm? Just walk out of the room. Are we done here? Can we get out of here?
Yes.
What's the extent of the contract? Recover the AI and
You got the AI. Don't upload it to the ship.
Determine,
Oops.
assess the state of Zerzura and if restoration can be attempted or not.
it sucks. No.
Yeah, the state of
Recommend it.
Zerzura is fucked.
Nuke the site from orbit.
Yeah.
It's the only way to be sure.
We'd have to be in orbit of something.
It's a line from Alien. God.
I've never heard of that.
All right. Well, yeah. I mean, I wouldn't recommend them.
How long did it take us to get out here? How long did it take us to get?
It
back
was. Let's see. You came from. I'm gonna move us
Like-
back to the galaxy map real quick.
Bryn is supposed to have her boss like collect a. She's supposed to collect a sample, right?
We're not doing that.
What she wanted was the original specimen that caused this whole outbreak on Zerzura. That's what she was looking for. So when specimen, I can't remember what the designation was, SS-03 or something like that. That's that almost like small ship-sized organic material that was recovered from superspace that then
Yeah.
leaked the glare.
Yep. But I haven't let her make contact with them yet.
Correct. So you guys came from Lareth. And you're looking at 1 hex of hard burn, followed by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 of in super space, so it's a few weeks for sure. It's like 3 weeks essentially, give or take.
But we've got 3 more ship people to talk to.
No.
It'll be so much. Come on, Kevin, let's bond with people.
How
No.
long would it take for
No.
the reactor on the other ship to melt down, or the drive? It's nuclear. The half ship that we just got off of.
Right, how long would it take?
I mean, can we make it go critical? Can we? How can we calculate it to go critical at a specific point?
Yeah, I would say between Izzy and Ollie, you'd be able to work something like that out. Yeah, if you wanted it to like slowly overload until eventually it just causes a chain reaction. Yeah.
That would be great.
On the space station?
Well, the ship that's that disconnected from it that we just got our
Oh, the scavenging ship.
yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I don't super duper trust this company to not try stupid shit again. Can we like blow this place up?
That's what I'm getting at.
Yes.
Perhaps I could infiltrate the computer system and cause it to malfunction and explode.
Is that really a thing?
Oh, if malfunctioning computer systems just exploded at will, then
How do space stations move around in this universe? Like, is this thing self-propelled or anything?
It really didn't. It was just it had the breaching drives that allowed it to get into and out of superspace. That was really the only sort of locomotion, I guess, it had.
but theoretically, while it's in superspace, it can kind of move around on space currents.
Yeah,
right,
superspace
yeah.
seems to be like basically transpositioning over like another dimension.
Yeah,
Exactly. Hmm.
Yeah,
like you do.
to be specific. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So
oh
it's
no!
not like
Oh no! The
we can't
scavenging
direct it
ship's
to
reactor
just
melted
pilot
down and
itself into the
exploded,
sun
and then
or
the
something.
space station exploded. What a shame!
Correct,
Well.
Casey. You could not.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Sorry, Matt. I was focusing on
No,
what Casey
no.
was asking. So
I
didn't hear
actually
any of
love. I love that I was just talking over that in the background.
Yeah. I think this is all happening, and this conversation is happening
Right.
Yeah, it's concurrent.
later that day.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, they can't blame us for just leaving a faulty reactor lying next to their precious station. So.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't know. We didn't know it would do that.
Certainly not when they came to pick it up.
Yeah. I don't know reactors. I'm barely even a member of this crew.
To answer the question about how long it would take to get back to Lareth, that is, wait, not is that the name of this planet? I already forgot. Yes, to get back to Lareth would be 1 week of in space, like in normal space travel, and then 1 week total in super space.
Mm-hmm.
Would I be able to, Nick, like somehow interact with the station, like tell its those jump drives kind of thing, like to spin up and just keep on like revving up but not actually jumping, like so that it would cause them to malfunction then explode kind of thing?
Yeah, you could do something like that with the breaching drives. The station has pretty powerful breaching drives on it because it has to breach in a whole space station, not just a small ship.
Yeah.
So yeah, you'd probably be able to do something like that.
Do it.
Combined with the other ship, seems like we can blow it up pretty good.
Yeah. Okay. Are we close enough that I would have access to the network?
So, regarding the Illustrious Maiden, that one, since you guys aren't really on a time crunch currently, I would say that I'm not going to need a test for that. So that's your guys are just able to do that. For Zerzura Station, well, let's see. Obelisk is removed from the equation, so there's no hostile force occupying cyberspace, which would mean that Oppenheimer would have free reign, and you would be able to do this without actually boarding the station. So yeah, in both cases, I would say I wouldn't need a test. It's just going to take a little bit of time.
Okay. Shall I start the massive, unplanned, rapid deconstruction of this space station?
I like the sound of that.
You would.
Sure.
I don't even know what that means.
Yeah. Is there gonna be a fireworks display?
There will be fire, but no more working. Yeah, okay, well, let's blow this thing. ever so slowly because I assume. those
Yeah,
are
we're
people
not
going
gonna
up.
be here when it.
Yeah.
All right. So Oppenheimer is able to basically get around the fail safes on the breaching drives and get them to just continue to power up and remove any automated power downs that they may have, and just get that going. And then Izzy's able to do the same thing with the engine on the Illustrious Maiden. So you guys probably have I'd say 12 hours, plenty of time to get out of range.
I suspect we do not want to sit here and watch. Might be dangerous.
No, let's
Probably don't want to be around, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's head back to that planet that we need to go to.
Okay, so going back to Lareth. This
That's
means that I'm going to roll for complications for the travel as you guys are heading back. And since it takes a week to get back to the superspace breach, that you're able to see the explosions in the distance. And yeah, basically
Nice.
visual confirmation that your work has been done at
Great
Zerzura.
success.
It was kind of beautiful, wasn't it?
We should take more jobs like this.
All right, so I'm gonna roll a d20 and compare it to 7 Doom. What do we get? What do we get? What do we get? 17. So no complication.
Yay.
And then what I'm going to have you guys do is some close quarters rolls. I'm going to do 2 complication rolls, one for the first leg of super space and one for the second, since you have to breach out of a stream and back into one. But if everybody wants to roll close quarters, that's on the journal tab of your character sheet, and we'll get some close quarters scenes going.
Nice.
There we go.
Where is it again?
Journal tab near the bottom.
Yep.
Ah.
It's right
Got
above
it.
your
Nice.
relationships. Is that everybody? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, it is. Okay. So, what do we have? We have 2 7s, 2 8s, and a bunch of 3s from Izzy. So that means that if we go highest first... Ooh, can we get 2 groups matching values in this? 5 and 5. 3, 3, 3, 3. 8, 8. Oh my gosh, I don't know if we can.
I don't think we can do.
No, we don't have more than 2 people sharing numbers. That is okay.
I'll just stay alone in the engine room. That's fine.
Yeah.
Where you belong.
So I think Alaria and Oppenheimer are going to get a scene.
Well, are you gonna give one to Ian's character?
Well, we have Mick and Ollie. The problem is that neither of them are here. So, yeah, I don't really want to roll for them and then have to wait, for a scene to.
Sure.
Because Mick technically is still sitting on one that hasn't been resolved for him.
Oh, okay.
So I think what we're going to do is, Alaria and Oppenheimer are going to have a positive scene, and then the rest of you are going to be together. And what happens if there are no matches? I think that's a negative. I think this might be our first ever negative relationship close quarters scene. So let's see exactly
No, I think
what
That's not
Alaria
true. Me and
Ollie
Ollie had a
degraded
negative
theirs.
one.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
right. Yeah, you guys started with one. Yeah.
That's a really bad one.
No matches. Things come to a head for these PCs. Either long-held opinions are finally being aired, or recent events have pushed them further apart, and they are forced to confront one another. Each relationship gains a -1, so you lose 1 point with each other. So if Kevin, Buffy, Izzy...
That's completely wiped out my relationship with Izzy, and that's the way, I like it.
So, the thing is, it has to involve all three of you, and all three of you have to come away from it feeling more distant or heated or whatever.
Can I make two other people, like, distant and antagonistic?
Yeah. I don't know how that's going to work with Kevin in the mix.
Whoever has a scene in mind first can go ahead and take the reins.
I think we're just all in the same scene, right?
Well, Alaria and Oppenheimer have theirs.
Yeah.
Oh, right, okay.
And ours is going to be positive.
Well, let's get
somehow.
Let's
Well-
get that nonsense out of the way first.
The obvious thing is we have, I think, different opinions about what to do with the guy in the room that you trapped.
Yeah.
And so
Oh, yeah.
I don't think that he deserves to be imprisoned in our...
Well, you're an idiot. This is why we don't ask you for your opinion.
Well,
In
or
character.
at least a nice guy.
Again.
Sure.
So,
I still
yeah,
think
I'll
it
say
belongs
that
there.
Buffy, since this was kind of like Keevan's idea to keep the guy trapped up, I'll say that, he's responsible for bringing the guy his meals and letting him out to, shower and whatever. And
I'll bring him his meals. He doesn't need a
basically
shower.
on guard duty the whole time.
That's fine with me. I just don't understand. Did you want to, like, check the station for kittens or something before we blew it up?
What?
I don't understand. I don't understand why we like rescued this guy that's basically a mutineer. We've got two other idiots on board. One of which is like a company spec ops lizard, and we're now trapped on them with 2 weeks with them. They could get up to anything.
Why would they cooperate with one another?
Well, because they get control of the ship. For starters,
There's two of them. One of them.
There's three of them.
Oh, you think Addison is going to fight us?
well, apparently it's absolutely fine if someone points a gun at someone and says, "Do what I say." We all know he folds like a wet noodle.
That's right. You did demonstrate that pretty effectively when you let him onto the ship.
What do you mean I let him onto the ship? You're the captain.
Yeah, and I say he gets on the ship.
Right. Okay.
So at some point...
Do you have anything else to add?
Well, I don't understand why we went out of our way to bring Mutineer along.
We didn't go out of our way. He was literally in the way to get. We had to go past him to get on the station in the first place.
We had to stop.
We're not on a timetable. Do you have somewhere else you need to be? I understand it's a pretty...
I mean, as far away from the infected crab monster space station as possible.
Yeah, well, that's atomized, so anything else?
Right. It wasn't atomized when we took the Mutineer on board, was it? It wasn't even on the plan when we took the Mutineer on board.
Maybe not on your plans, but I actually plan ahead.
Right.
That station was never going to survive our exit. Picking up some stray, that just seems to be something that happens to us.
Yeah, apparently.
Why are you...
I just don't see this guy as a threat at all.
You don't see anyone as a threat. You see the
See
good
you
in
as a
everyone.
threat. You're a threat.
I'm threatening. I wouldn't say I'm a threat to you yet.
I don't know that.
Oh.
I mean, like, I don't understand why this guy had a gun to his head. He made a decision to stay alive, like most of us would.
So what's to
Don't
stop him doing it again?
Well,
Who's gonna
alright,
mute
who's
me
gonna put a
here?
gun to his head?
The only one that's done it here is you.
I mean, I just don't understand what he's unarmed. He was a...
We're traveling back to. We've literally stopped the lizard woman from completing her objective, and she's just got full reign of the ship. You're telling me that in 2 weeks she couldn't pressure Addison to do something? He's an engineer and a coder, and this guy who just will point a gun at anyone that he tells someone and do something to the ship on the way back. Are you telling me that's completely out of the realm of possibility? Is that what you're
I
telling me?
radio Addison on the intercom. I say, Addison, Are you planning a mutiny?
No. Should I be?
Thank you. And no.
Fine. If you don't want me to look after the ship's best interests anymore, then just say so.
I think I need to know what you think the best interests of the ship are.
Not to get taken over by the random people we keep taking on board.
We took on Ilaria. Seem to be doing alright.
Who still could, crash us into the sun on the.
Only if the sun had something cool on it.
Shut up! You're not here.
Sorry.
You hear her from the next room.
I slam my hand on the mute on the intercom on the wall. Yeah,
I thought that was my role on the ship, right? This was my role to do this. So do you want me to stop?
Put it to words. Be specific.
I just told you to be specific. We're taking on too many people that have got, either agendas we're not familiar with, or complete in opposition to our agenda. We've actively stopped one of them from completing theirs, and it's just like, let them have full reign of the ship, do what they want, and we're stuck on here.
Okay, so the one guy that doesn't actually meet those criteria, you locked in a bedroom.
He's a mutineer.
He's got no agenda. He's got nothing against us. We rescued him.
We've known him for 2 minutes. Do you know everything that he wants to achieve or wants to accomplish? No. You know that for a fact.
Nobody knows anybody. So what? I just think of that guy as harmless.
Go spend time with him if you really think that there's something to figure out.
I don't think there's anything to figure out. If it was down to me, he wouldn't even be here.
No, I order you to interrogate him.
You want me to interrogate him?
No, I want you to find out and learn whatever you can about him. Let's see what your results-oriented thinking is going to produce.
Okay, I'm gonna go and beat the shit out of this guy until he talks.
Oh God.
Okay.
That is not what I said.
I didn't say that to you. I told them my GM. That's what I'm doing.
All right, so we're gonna cut that scene off there, unless Buffy and Izzy want to do anything further after. I'm gonna say that Keevan's probably leaving at this point. I think it's
Stormed out.
right, exactly. As soon as she says
If the
that,
doors
I
weren't
see Keevan.
sliding or made doors, I'd be slamming them.
Worst thing about the future: can't slam doors.
Then slam the door.
So Nick, Buffy is not on my relationship list yet.
So
Yeah, I don't think we've had a scene yet.
We haven't had a scene, but this one seemed like it was positive for us.
it did.
That we were aligned, but I don't know if you can do that. If it works that way.
I think that it's still okay. So you're not going to technically lose any points because you don't have any points to lose. You're just not going to gain any points in this particular situation.
Okay.
So if you two don't have anything further, then we can go to Ilaria and Oppenheimer and see what you two have cooked up.
This is gonna be fun. So Ilaria is just chilling in her quarters.
Okay, so will she notice? Is she chilling with her tablet or something, or?
Yeah, she's probably on some local network or something.
Okay. And she starts to see files on her tablet or things are moving around without her.
Yeah.
Like an email is being opened and closed and marked as read or unread and all that stuff.
And is there any obvious indication that it's Oppenheimer? Can I make an educated guess?
I think that's probably the first thing you jump to.
So
everyone knows what Oppenheimer likes to do.
And Oppenheimer, you can contact Oppenheimer from the network, right?
Yeah, you can just talk out loud and probably in I'm sure there's a microphone on the tablet.
Even weirder.
Yeah.
So from out of nowhere, if someone was outside Ilaria's door, they would just hear her be like, "Oppenheimer, are you in my fucking shit?
I'm
Get
sorry.
out of my tablet."
I'm sorry. I am trying to better understand organic discourse and emotions, and you seem quite emotional. and a good thing to study.
Oh,
You are also
she's just like
organic.
speechless for a second. Yeah, thank you. Thanks for noticing. Okay, well, first of all, uncool. Don't look at my stuff. That's for me. But also, really? You're trying to better understand us?
The species that created me was much different than humans and what you are, that person, lady.
I'm Demorian. Thank you.
Yes. Damorian.
Yeah, I mean, you know about Demor 5, right? That's in, like, your database?
The planet, I am aware of the planet, but it didn't seem too interesting, so I have not researched it.
Yeah, actually, I hear you on that one. Alright, well...
Who is
if
this?
you ever want to know... Huh?
And who is this? And then it brings up an email of an old flame of yours.
Yeah. It just, like, quickly closes
Why
it.
does he talk to you that way? It seems not nice.
He's a dick, that's why.
Oh, who's this?
Okay, alright. If you want to know about the way that, like, emotions work, you can just ask me. You don't have to go through my stuff. Also, she was cool. If you want to... Yeah, actually, that was pretty cool.
Why are you nice to this one, and then mean again, and then nice, and then mean, and then nice? I do not
Okay.
understand.
So, like, imagine... how do I put this in a way that you would understand? You know, like, programming, right? How, like, it's hard to fight against it?
No.
This might be harder than I thought. Okay, so, like, imagine that different people were wired differently, and when some people are in vicinity and are close, they work together well. They better each other, right? Like, if a script, I don't know how to explain this.
The best part of this is, like, I can, like, Matt, like, you as the person, like, trying to do this to a program, like.
Yeah.
Okay.
But then, like, other people, their wires get crossed, if you catch my drift.
Then do they short circuit
In a manner of speaking, yeah, emotionally.
and explode like that space station?
No, more like explode, like Kevin when there's, when
Like when they
something's
vomit?
pissing him off.
Is that human explosion?
No, it's not a physical thing. It's, like, in your head.
And another email pops up. In this email, you say that this person broke your heart. Did you have your heart fixed?
So Ilaria just, like, her throat clenches a little bit, and her eyes get watery, and she just closes the email and is like, yes, I did.
I am sorry. I appear to have made your eyes leak.
It happens.
Who is, and then I'll say, I'll name a family member of yours. Your mom.
I don't have a name for her yet, so we'll just say, that's my mom.
And
You know what a mom is, right?
she is your creator.
In a manner of speaking, yeah.
And you hold her in higher regard than other beings.
It's complicated. I
I
do,
understand.
but I haven't seen her in a long time.
Why have you not seen her?
Because I'm here, on the ship, seeing the galaxy, like I always wanted to.
It appears you've only contacted her, but the last time you contacted her was approximately 2.3 years ago. Why so long?
You got me. Like I said, it's complicated. I left home. I didn't tell anyone I was leaving.
Well, they must have figured it out by now.
I would hope so.
Scott, you are so good.
You know, you're right though. Maybe I should send her a message. Thanks, Op.
You're welcome. If you ever need relationship advice again, don't come to me.
Oh, trust me, I won't. But you can always
Snoop
ask
through
me
your
if you have any
emails.
questions. No, don't do that. Just ask me directly. I'll be happy to talk. And
Okay.
And scene.
Nice. All right.
Guys, that was beautiful.
thank you.
That was super fantastic. Thank you for that.
They probably figured it out by now. I'm sorry. I know I'm laughing at my own joke, but
That was a good one.
yeah. Oh, God.
Okay. So
Ah.
that will cover our super
That was
space.
funny.
That was good. Yeah, I like that.
That was so good.
So Kevin, we're going to cut to Kevin and Norvin. And your scene with him, since Buffy told you to interrogate him.
Sure.
So sorry, that gives me one check mark with Ilaria right now,
Correct.
right? Okay.
That should be a 2 check mark relationship. That was great.
Well,
What, kitty?
Do I get a check mark with her mom too?
No.
Ah.
only if you emailed her.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I could have sent emails from Ilaria's email.
No.
No.
Oh, that's for the next
Ooh,
one.
yeah, I was gonna
Oh,
say that's a
God.
great follow-up scene. So Norvin is just he's seated in his room. He's probably just like down to fatigues at this point since you took all of his stuff. So he just has his spacesuit and the clothes he was wearing under it. So he's dressed down, and he's just lying in the bed. Yeah, all right, you can take it from there, Kevin.
So I will. Let's say I'll bring him whatever passes for.
Okay, probably some variant of protein paste is probably all that you're
boy.
willing to give up on to him, unless you want to try.
And I'm a terrible protein paste preparer as well, which makes it even worse. So, explain the mutiny to me.
He's like, explain it. What? Okay. Well, the captain had been not really providing the crew with profitable jobs for a while, and there had been talk of.
Be specific. I don't want to hear terms like a while or, a little bit, or I want you to be very specific.
We had a 6-month shore leave, which was excessive for the work that we signed up for, and then that was followed by 6 months of just running little odd jobs that didn't pay out. He's like, so it was about a year of just not great
Were
work.
you mistreated?
I personally wasn't, no. He's like, I know...
Was anybody on the crew mistreated?
Not to my knowledge.
Were you starving?
Food was hard to come by the end of it, yeah. But I wouldn't say starving, I guess.
And what brought you to the station?
He's like, that's kind of our area, is we would go in and around this and that section of space. And at one point, our long-range scanners were picking up something big that we had never seen anything out in that area before, so we went over to have a look, and we just found it, just floating there.
Right. So, back to the mutiny.
Right. Yeah. We stopped and we looked at it. Everybody was, for the first time in a long time, they were excited because it's a space station. And if we just happened to find the one space station in the entire galaxy that didn't have any living people on it, then anything we wanted on there would be ours to sell. And so everyone was...
Right, so just as an aside, is that how that would work? Because I'm sure
Yeah.
the station was like company logoed up the arse, right?
They could claim salvagers' rights. Primacore could, like, if they were able to track them down and everything, there could be legal disputes, but if they did everything, like, in the Frontier or even in the Middle Rim, they probably would have gotten away with a lot of it.
Right, okay.
It depends on exactly what got out and what Primacore was able to track back to them, if that makes sense.
Sure. Okay.
He's like, yeah, he's like, so everyone was excited. He's like, we docked, and he's like, well, you got to understand, the quartermaster and the captain never had a great relationship. He's like, they've always...
Yeah, I'm starting to see that.
Yeah. He's like, well, yeah, we docked, and those two went aboard, the captain and the quartermaster, and the captain determined that we weren't going to take the chance, and he's like, I don't know if you've ever been at a point where suddenly it seems like all of the problems you've had for the last year are going to be solved, and then that just gets dashed away. He's like, but that drives people to do some pretty desperate stuff, and I would say that our quartermaster got desperate.
So the only two people that went on the station were the quartermaster and the captain. They came back, and the quarter managed to rally how many of the rest of the crew in the mutiny?
He's like, there were only 6 of us, and as far as like actual crew, he's like, there were 5 of us, and then 1 extra hand that we had hired on the last time we were in port, which would have been, 3 months ago at this point. He's like, but the quartermaster basically separated the captain from everybody. When they got back to the ship, he locked the captain in the airlock and then went through the crew one by one to figure out who was on which side. And he's like, I mean, a quartermaster gets his job because he's a hard ass, right? And that everybody pretty much fell in line with him for the most part.
So how did the engineer in the cryotube if he was on the quartermaster side?
Right, sorry, everyone other than the chief engineer. And
so he just shot him, murdered him?
He didn't murder him, no. They were friends before everything went on, so he gave him the option to sleep through it all, and the engineer took it.
Wow. So you guys all rallied against the captain on the word of the quartermaster who came back, them two being the only one that saw the contents of the station?
Well, I wouldn't call it a rally, but yeah, essentially.
What an asshole.
He's like, I'm not proud of it. He's like, he's like, but it, again, desperate times. We're out here in in deep space, and we're not sure when our next real meal is going to be or when we're going to get paid again. He's like, I don't... You
could have gotten off the ship, found another crew, no?
Like,
year
yeah,
seems like that, I'm pretty sure even the slovenliest, most useless piece of crap crew member could have found another crew in a year, right?
He's like, well, sure. He's like, but, I mean, I signed on with them, and a lot of these people became my friends over that time, and
that you turned on in an instant.
Well, I had a gun in my face. What was I supposed to do?
So you're telling me that the quartermaster had a gun on everyone the whole time?
Well, we weren't all gathered together, and then pretty much he would convince someone.
None of this
and then
makes sense to me.
He's like, he's like, if someone comes up to you and threatens your life to side with him, and if, again, the prospect of a potential payout larger than anything we've seen our whole time sailing, I mean, he's like, the deck just wasn't stacked in the captain's favor.
Right, okay. I'm going to leave him and I'm going to go and corroborate this stuff with anything that we got off the ship.
Okay. Yeah, so you were able to collect all the security footage and everything from the illustrious maiden. And it's clear that that Norvin is, like, he has limited perspective. Like, he pretty much was in the cockpit the whole time. And from what you can watch, like, between the crew members, it's very clear that, like, the pilot was the main pilot. He was the one that was kind of, like, in charge between the two of them. And there's a lot of, like, he had an actual relationship with the quartermaster and the captain, and you can see that there's that level of rapport there. And then it almost seems like whatever the pilot does, Norvin would just kind of fall in with. And so as you're reviewing this, everything matches up with his story, but it seems like Norvin himself is more just kind of like, I follow wherever this guy goes, and the pilot happened to side with the quartermaster right away, so...
Right, okay. Well, I send all that to Buffy then.
Okay.
What am I supposed to make of this?
You asked me to find out what happened, right?
Yes, and he already told me what happened.
Right. Never
what
mind.
do you...
Never mind. I walk out.
All right. We will do another complication roll for this second run in Superspace. Still sitting at 7 Doom. Rolled an 11, so no complication.
Yay!
I'm thinking a D20 might be too big, but I'll revisit that.
That's what she said.
God, I am debating whether or not to do a second close quarters, but I don't think we've ever done 2 before. Have we done 2 when you guys have been in like 2 different Superspace streams when you've breached out of one end to the other? I don't think we ever have before, have we?
No.
I don't think
Okay,
so.
then we won't do that.
Oh, okay. Well,
Unless that's something you want to do, because again, these are my.
I don't know. It's like, what's the premise that we haven't done it before, so we're not going to do it?
Well, I was just going
know.
off of precedent. But
I don't care.
yeah, let's do it. Let's do another
I'll
one.
do
Let's do a
another
second
roll.
one. Everybody roll close quarters. Let's see how these relationships progress.
Oh, just one short.
Of 765?
Yeah.
Might come up.
There we go. Okay.
There we go.
Oh, this lines up pretty easily. Because we've got 3 of you with 6s and 2 of you with 5s. So
It's the same
Oh
pairing.
Oh my
though.
God! It is the same
No,
pair.
there's 3 people with 5s.
There is, but we go top down. We go highest value.
Oh.
Yep.
We can do
So
the same pairs.
should we? I feel like we should switch it up, huh?
Let's just roll it down.
Okay. Yeah. Do that.
Reroll.
1 too high.
Okay. Here we go. So we have 2 8s, Op and Izzy.
Oppie.
Oppie and Izzy.
Good old Oppie.
Oppie and his. Name him more.
But and then there's no 3-way match below that. So what's our next highest? We have 5s as our
and
next
Buffy.
highest. And that's Izzy, Ilaria, and Buffy.
Yeah, but Izzy's already in a scene with Op.
No, because we can't get a 3. If we do Op and Izzy, then we can't get a 3 pairing out of the remainder. So then we go down to the next highest value, which is 5, and that's shared among Buffy.
Oh, it tries to get a 3 if possible.
Well, because everybody has to be paired up
I see.
to some degree. Like, we have to have it.
Well,
in this
Oppenheimer's roles make that impossible.
So what this would do then is then the highest would be Buffy, Izzy, and Ilaria have a positive, and Kevin and Oppenheimer have a negative.
How
Dave's just like,
surprising.
I want to be alienated.
So I have 2 check marks with Ilaria now, and then 1 with.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Me and Buffy have 2.
That's what I've got.
Cool.
So whoever
Any thoughts
has,
on,
yeah, inspiration.
Hmm.
I think.
And then at 5 checks, you decide what if you're buddies or mentors or whatever.
Yeah.
Yep, you pick one of the tags.
Cool. That's really neat. Okay.
This is the biggest payday I've ever seen.
What, for the relationship system?
Huh? Well, that too. But,
I think you meant for the job.
Oh, right.
yeah, I'm just like musing over coffee. At the galley one day.
So is that like
Yeah, it's like
in
breakfast
character that you
shift or
just said that?
something. Can you guys go with that, or do you have something?
Yeah,
Yes.
no, that sounds good.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah.
Alaria will like poke her head and be like, "I'm sorry, what? Biggest payday? Did you say biggest
We're looking at 40,000 credits.
payday? Oh my god, I can get so much clothes. Wait,
That's not.
what? What are you gonna say?
That's not per person.
It's not?
And then I poke my head in. Oh, that's just disappointing.
Yeah, I did a lot of work.
Did you though?
Well, it feels like it.
Captain, I know I'm the most recent crew member, but I never really talked contracts with you.
Oh.
I was just so excited to get off of the old job and onto this one that I didn't think to ask. Can we
Yeah,
sit
it took-
down and maybe do that
It took a
now?
while before they figured out whether to pay me or not.
Mhm.
Oh, really?
All right. I'll
Well, I
pull
did
up my
kind of
tab.
not ask to
Oh,
be on the ship like you did.
oh,
So, there was that.
I see.
There was the whole should we airlog her or not thing back and
Oh,
forth.
I for one am glad they didn't.
Oh, thank you.
So yeah, percentages?
So what sort of compensation do you normally expect?
Me?
You were a slave previously?
Right, so none.
Puts a lot of the negotiating power on my table.
Yes, but I also know that you're a nice person. And I don't think look at me as if I don't think you look at me like the goons on the other planet looked at me.
Easy. Flattery is only going to get you somewhere.
Well, I hope it gets me an equal cut, Captain.
Yeah.
It
Yeah,
gets
definitely.
pretty expensive following Simraka across the universe.
Is that what you're gonna spend your money on?
Yeah. I want to be the equivalent of whatever a deadhead is for Simraka.
A sim rocker.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
Nice.
love it.
That's
I love
perfect.
it.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Uh,
That is so good. Yes.
Well,
I
I'm
want to do that.
going on a bit of a vacation.
mm-hmm. Didn't we say we wanted to go to a planet?
Yeah, I've been saying repeatedly that I want to go to a planet.
Just
Yeah.
a planet?
Yeah, literally any planet.
It's a
But
pretty
no.
low bar.
Preferably a planet with like people on it.
Mm-hmm.
Captain, can I choose the next planet?
Uh,
I look at my data pad for all like the concert.
is it? Yeah. I see, dude.
I'm just looking at a concert schedule, you know. So
What else is going on planet that Simrock is performing at?
nothing that matters.
We'll see.
But she'd only go to cool planets.
Yeah, presumably there'd be like clubs and like good food and I don't know,
Mhm.
stuff to do.
That does sound pretty nice.
Yeah, it does sound pretty nice. And then the people who don't like fun can stay on the ship.
Well, I just sent the tour dates to you, Captain. So whenever we get there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I guess this is the back half of the period of travel, right?
Yes, yeah, you guys are close.
Mhm.
You're narrowing in on your destination.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll see what lines up with, the postings. No promises. And then,
Well, thank you, Captain.
Oh.
And this coffee is good.
Oh. What did I I say?
Didn't this start with you drinking coffee?
Yeah, no, I know. That was, what did I say about flattery?
Oh. Oh, did you make this? It's amazing. Oh my god!
we just start fawning over the coffee.
We get a
Oh my
sound.
god, best coffee ever.
Okay.
Seriously, I've never had coffee
so
like
good.
this.
Oh
So
my
now-
god.
Kevin and
Can we get a sound effect for when the penny drops for Izzy that we play on the stream?
What does that even mean?
I'm
Well, like
not-
you like 10 seconds behind, like, oh, you made this. Do you know what I mean, like, oh, ping,
No,
you made this?
that's not what was happening.
I didn't see it that way, but
So
That's not what that joke was.
Right.
Kevin and Oppenheimer. Kevin's just on a roll. Another negative scene here.
Yeah.
Right, so I'm down in the cargo hold, like, checking stock and, taking inventory,
And
moving shit around.
all of a sudden your arm goes completely limp and you can't move it.
Yeah. So, off balance, and I'm, like, pinned under a crate that I was lifting or carrying. What the fuck?
I've made a few adjustments to your arm. Please be
What did we
patient.
talk about this?
please be patient.
I am merely adjusting it to make it work better.
You were told never to do that without checking with me first.
Technically, it is my arm.
Well, it should be my arm, but technically you're right, it's not my arm, is it?
No, it's not. We share it.
I'm glad you understand.
It was a gift.
A gift? You call that a gift?
Isn't that what biological units use to make others like them?
You did this to make me like you? Wow.
I'm working on improving it. Please be patient. And,
Oppenheimer, turn it back on.
1 minute.
I can't reach my, I'm trying to, like, reach my communicator and I can't reach it.
Please be patient. This won't take much longer.
Oppenheimer, get.
I just need to reboot it a few times.
You're done.
Few times.
That's awesome.
This is unacceptable. We've talked about this, you can't do this.
Watch me.
Oh, jeez.
And then the little spinny wheel, like the thinking wheel, projects.
Oh yes.
And then it cuts out as the arm, like, re-deadens. The arm starts to move around violently outside of your control.
What the f?
And it goes dead again. Sorry about that. Just testing a few things.
I swear to God, if I will put you in the robot and I will kick it out of the airlock.
If you're going to be so mean, maybe I'll just take the arm back.
Let me up.
I
start
told you to
yelling.
be patient.
I start yelling.
If you don't stop yelling, I will just leave you here.
Oh, jeez.
Are you still yelling?
Yeah.
Norvin is locked in his chamber, right?
Yep.
Okay.
So while you're yelling, obviously, I can't work under such loud conditions. I will be back later to fix your arm. And then just your arm still limp is there, and then Op pops up on a couple computer screens throughout the ship where other people are. Kevin is stuck in the cargo hold and requires help, and then just shuts off the screen.
So, while Kevin and while Kevin is yelling and pinned, I think Bryn, because she's down on that level, she probably would have walked into the cargo hold, seen its Kevin, and then turned around and walked away.
Wow.
All right. Okay, all right, I'll put us back to the galaxy map.
So wait. No one came and helped me up.
I guess I was advancing, assuming that someone did. But if someone wants to take the reins on that, go ahead.
Yeah, so like, eventually, Ilaria will show up and be like, "Wait, really? No one else came?" Oh my. Well, hold on. Let me go get my suit. And then I like come back with the prototype suit, and like power it up so that I actually have more than like one might. And then,
Okay.
yeah.
And then I assume it, like, once you get out, you can, like, plug the arm into a computer and start it back up yourself or something.
Reboot.
Yeah,
arm.
I guess. Yeah.
Yeah. Or actually, once you get out and Nob sees you walking around, I'll just jump back in. There. Hopefully you've learned your lesson. And then I just, like, reboot the arm and it works.
Can I lose 2 check marks off the relationship for that? Can I?
No. I mean, mechanically, it's just 1. If you really want to take down 2, go ahead. I'm not going to stop you.
No, it's fine.
Okay.
Recommended.
So, whoops. Forget I'm on push talk. So, okay, so you guys make it back to Lareth. And... where is that document? There it is. Sorry, I'm catching up on some notes real quick. Okay, so you land at Spectre Station, which is the space station orbiting the planet of Lareth that you got this job from originally. And once again, as soon as you land, Director Viss, the Pelorian director of the GCC presence on this station, is there waiting for you. Once it opens up, who would be the first one off the ship?
Ilaria probably scratching at the door.
It's possible, unless someone wants to be like.
Did they say that, they'll meet us at the dock or whatever?
Yeah, you would have been hailed when you came in, and then directed to the GCC dock specifically. So.
Sure. Then I will be up at the prow, the bow of the ship, Master and Commander style.
Okay. Yeah. So you come in, and Director Viss he's watching you come in, and he's like, Captain, it's good to see you back, and honestly, a little quicker than we expected. How did everything go? I assume that you have all the reports filed and everything?
So many reports. So filed, you couldn't even find them if you were looking for them.
I'm gonna be looking for them, so I hope I can find them, but I appreciate
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever.
We got the AI. We'll need some way to crack it. We have it stashed in a partition on a mobile platform, and rubbing her brow like all the other stuff that learned. Wait, how long did you expect this to take?
He's like, honestly, any job of this size that requires assessing an entire space station, I don't know, he's like, I kind of expected maybe another week or so abroad, but you guys are timely, apparently.
Oh, well.
Oh yeah, we're the best.
When a situation, is so easily ascertainable, then you come to the conclusion you need maybe quicker than expected.
He's like, I can see how that would be the case. Well, great. If you have your job reports and everything, I will go through those, and I'll also direct you to Lieutenant Darkhad, the Council Security Forces liaison. He is awaiting a meeting with you, and once we get his stamp on the contract, and once I can verify that everything was completed, we will get your pay.
I love it.
Like side-eye everyone.
Do you like paying?
So there will be a meeting with Lieutenant Darkhad for anybody who wants to join that. Otherwise, this space station is it's open to the public. It's a general space station, so there's shopping and there's pubs and stuff like that. So anything that you wanted to do as far as at rest time, you can, if you don't want to join this meeting particularly.
So I think in character, Ilaria would immediately be like, meeting's boring. I want to go out and have fun. But like if you guys want me to be there, then it's easy enough for Buffy to just be like, nope, Ilaria, you're sticking with us for just a little bit longer. You know what I mean? It's up to you.
I'm trying to think of how I would entice you to come along for the meeting.
Carrot on a stick.
There's gonna be snacks.
I mean, like Ilaria still follows orders. So if you're like, no, stay, then stay,
sit,
battle.
Heal.
All right, I'll say this meeting might be more interesting than expecting, and I will put my hands on, rest my hands on my belt around my hips, as if they were resting on holsters.
Right. You think so?
Kind of blew up a space station.
Yeah, but it sucked. I mean,
Yeah,
I
you
didn't.
don't have to
personally blow
convince
it
me
up.
of that. We have to convince them of that.
I believe I
Also,
was the one
that
that
we
blew up the
didn't do
space
it.
station.
What was that?
I believe
it's
I was
probably-
the one that blew up the space station.
It's probably in your best interests to not say that.
Captain, maybe you want to go to this one
The
alone.
explosion, eh?
All right. I mean, sure.
Captain, go alone on this one.
How long could the meeting possibly be? And then slam cut to 3 hours later. He's got his forehead slammed onto the desk. It's hating life.
Okay. So he leads you to the same conference room that you were at previously, and Lieutenant Darkhad is there. And actually, Lieutenant, he's not there when you arrive.
What about the two idiots?
I was going to say, he's not there when you arrive. He actually is going to meet with Bryn first, because she's going to basically go ahead of you guys. Unless motion is made to stop her. But I don't see that in your court.
I would have told Oppenheimer to dummy her pad, I guess.
Sure.
Just to reference it.
I assume that Op will try and get in on this meeting through some electronic means,
Well, Keevan's going.
Oh, okay, then I'm in your arm.
Op, if you're going to try and compromise her data pad again, I'll take another mind test from you.
Do I want to do it again? I guess, eh?
Did he ever stop doing it, really?
I thought all he did was access the information before. Was he actually
Oh, I guess that's all he did was get in the first place. Now,
Right.
yeah.
Okay. And that would still be a 3, right? Because I have expertise.
Yes, 3 dice.
Ooh.
Very nice. You're able to basically make her data pad match any story that you want to have.
Excellent.
But I'll need to know that before. It's not like you can do that as well. I suppose actually with a roll like that, and if you're in the same area, Oppenheimer would be able to do that.
Yeah, like as the conversation's going on, can
Right.
I like modify information so if they do happen to look it up or something?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, perfect. And yeah, Addison looks relieved, but also still a little trepidatious. And he kind of like moves up to Buffy as you guys are making your way to the meeting, and he's like, you seem fairly confident for having just destroyed multi-billions of credits worth of Primacore property.
I didn't destroy it. The faulty reactor on the ship did. As well as the faulty engineer, or, the, I guess the hardwiring on the station that, couldn't shut itself down.
And he
Given that it was designed to, study super space, be exposed to super space phenomenon, that really seems like an engineering fault on the behalf of, well, the engineers, which would be Primacore, wouldn't it?
And he just kind of like stares at Buffy, and he's like, no, I'm pretty sure you... And then he stops for a minute, and then it slowly dawns on him like what Buffy's saying, and he's like, oh, so why don't you make a spirit test for me?
Sure.
Is there a way that I can support this?
You tell me.
Has our boldness... Okay, it has changed.
Should have, yeah.
Yeah, it's 4 now.
I think as high as my spirit score is, I think anything Ilaria would say at this point would only make things worse, so I probably won't.
Did he say this in front of us, like, as we're going into the meeting?
He tried to keep it, quiet so that only Buffy could
between
hear.
the two of us.
But
okay.
if like someone was walking right behind them, there's a possibility, you know what I mean? So.
Well, I'm on such a hot streak tonight, I should probably spend 2 heroism on it. There we go.
Well, that's nice.
And he just kind of nods and doesn't say anything further, and he's like, as was, I guess he does say something further because I'm still going. He's like, as was established, I follow your lead.
And look where it got you. And then I head into the meeting.
All right. So you guys sit down at the conference room, and after a few minutes, Lieutenant Darkhad comes in as well. He's a Carolician, so he's large, he's bulky, broad-shouldered, barrel-chested. He's wearing the blue and silver uniform of Council Security Forces. And he's like, all right. He's like, let's hear it. What did you find?
Either faulty programming or, a secret directive caused the AI to abandon, maintenance of the station, turn it into a highly dangerous lab for some sort of pointless experiment. We extracted everything we could find, but between the faulty or failed decoupling of a scrapper ship that had arrived previously, possibly lack of maintenance on behalf of the station itself, as we were making right before we made our way to superspace, we detected an explosion. Signs, that right. Signs pointing towards, a reactor failure on the station of some sort. You have the coordinates since you sent us there in the first place. We didn't pick anything up right before we left.
Roll me a spirit test.
All right. This is not a lie, but
It's a lie. It's a lie of omission.
there we go.
And he's like, he's nodding, and he's like, nothing else was found. There was no. He's like, you search the station? You
Oh, we found
inspected it?
plenty. We found plenty. The data, we'll get to transferring to you. Did you have something specific in mind?
And he's like, well,
Yeah, I mean,
oh, go ahead.
no, Alari would just be like, yeah, if it's any consolation, there was really nothing of value aboard the space station unless you valued.
Are you wearing your prototype armor?
No. No, I wouldn't be. That would be fucking hilarious, though.
That would be so good.
No. We're in Atmo. I'm just wearing
Civilian
multiple-
space. Yeah, all right.
And he's like, fortunately, or maybe unfortunately, it wasn't for you to decide if there was stuff of value on the station. He's like, a station doesn't... This doesn't happen often, where a station goes dark and then reappears halfway across the galaxy. He's like, super space research is stuff that is incredibly important to the Council. So, if there was anything, he's like, I've checked the records and it shows that you have the station's research AI, and you have that available. So, we'll be happy to take that off of your hands. He's like, but I want to be clear that you didn't encounter, or rather that you, he's like, I just want to be clear on exactly what happened. He's like, because I can read the reports. He's like, but I want to hear it from your mouth that everything that happened regarding Zerzura and regarding the ship was unsalvageable. And faulty wiring doesn't really mesh, but if that's what you're saying, and that's what your reports line up with.
And they magically do.
I want to hear it from you that, Council Security wouldn't send however many hundreds of people, on a suicide mission to learn something that they're just guessing at anyways.
And he's like, Council Security was not involved until Zerzura reappeared. He's like, that everything prior to that was Primacore. And if you're insinuating that we knowingly put people at risk for the sake of research, he's like, well, I'm not sure where you have gained such an idea as that, but I can assure you that
insinuating that Primacore did.
And he's like,
right. So you deny CSF involvement in the station prior to its salvage attempt?
Correct.
All right, I did not take the trait to attempt to determine if he's lying, so I guess I cannot do that.
I mean, you can make a mind test for sure.
All right, I would like to.
Is that the officer's cat?
Yeah, that's my kitty.
Ollie over the
She wants
comms.
to be
It's
involved.
Ollie.
Do you want to be in the game? Yeah.
He's obviously hiding some information, and you can tell that he's not revealing the whole truth, obviously. It seems like CSF may have been involved to some degree, but you can't be sure when or where, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Well, good enough for me. I guess you can ask Primacore yourself what they hope to recover, other than what we turn in.
And he looks at Addison. And he's like, Mr. Wakefield, you as Primacore's representative on this excursion, how would you consider this job? Was it completed? Was there anything else that could have happened or could have been done? And Addison looks at Lieutenant Darkot, and then he kind of looks at Buffy again, and he's like, I can verify that we noticed multiple instances of poor engineering on Zerzura Station. He's like, and that was only exacerbated by Obelisk going rogue, apparently. He's like, so the fact that we were able to get out with Obelisk at all is a miracle. He's like, I'm surprised that station was still in one piece when we arrived, to be honest.
You're lucky we're in one piece when we got back.
And Darkhod's like, all right, well, he's like, as far as the council is concerned, we will mark this contract as fulfilled. He's like, and then Addison, it is up to you as far as how you would consider Primacor to treat this contract. He's like, but from there, that's in your hands. He's like, I will send representatives to the Guilty Echo to retrieve the mobile platform and the rogue AI. And if you don't mind, I just have to ask that you all submit your datapads for scrubbing to ensure that no council-sensitive information, or information that the council would deem sensitive, is leaving on the Guilty Echo.
When would we have access to anything like that?
It's like, you've been gone for quite a while, and you came back with a rogue AI. He's like, this is just a simple security precaution. He's like, it's standard procedure.
Are you asking a question, or is Oppenheimer doing something?
I think I'm going to ask a question. Oh, sorry, I'm asking a question. How long would it take to download all the stuff from our datapads into me, I guess?
That would depend on a mind test.
Okay, because like my what I'm thinking of doing is like hearing this is like jumping into people's datapads, downloading all the data to keep, and then so they can scrub them, and then we still have basically everything. I can like
right
re-upload everything.
And before we go any further, who would have had? Are you going into everybody, like the whole cruise?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Okay.
We're all on the ship network at least at some point.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
On the Wi-Fi.
So that would be you 5 plus the other 2, so a total of 7, and then Addison. Like, you've already done Bryn's, so you know that one's good. So total of 8 data pads.
Okay.
So I'm just thinking in my head as far as like what. So before you roll, I just want to kind of get a clear target number in my head.
You really don't need to do Izzy's. There's some Simraka music.
Scrub it.
I want to keep.
Scrub it hard.
Okay, yeah, go ahead and make a test.
Okay.
And you can spend heroism to roll additional dice. You're going to roll 3 dice naturally. And you can spend heroism to roll more than 3. Your max is 5.
No, I'll say it because I'm rolling 3 right now. So.
Yes.
Okay.
Cool.
Okay. So Oppenheimer, as soon as you hear about that, you abandon what you're working on, which is actually probably just in Keevan's arm. But you immediately start to access everybody's data pads, and it's actually pretty simple because it's like you jump into Alaria's and you're like, nope, not much here. Just you take care of a couple things, and then you jump out, and then you jump into Izzy's, and you're like, nope, nothing here, and then you know that sort of thing. And it's really only when you get to like Buffy and Addison for sure, and Keevan, that you and Mix, that you get to stuff that you would consider that you're worried that the council would want to, you know.
Well, are you copying it or are you modifying it?
Well, do we want them to have access to this info? Like, should I just like Control X, Control V?
They're getting the AI, so I'm not sure what changing our own records really does for us.
Well, no, I'm backing up all our records.
Yeah. Okay. So so you're not modifying any.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So if that's your only, that's your only
it out of our stuff, and then taking it into himself would be, I guess, intent to give it back later.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then
Okay.
Can I take the AI and put it on? Because they're going to wipe the data pads, right?
They're going to basically go through them and make sure there's nothing that the council would deem as sensitive information.
Mm-hmm. So not
Okay.
necessarily wipe them, just
No,
go through
not
them,
wipe them. Just
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
review them.
Okay. Okay. Then
There's
I
a lot
will.
of Simraka on here.
I will. That's what I'll stop at then. I think.
Okay. Yeah, 20 is going to do it. You're able to get through all of the data pads. And I imagine that, like, when Darkhad says that, Oppenheimer gets to work, and then maybe, like, 12 seconds later, there's, like, a little beep on Keevan's arm. And it's like, okay, like, yep. And so then Darkhad will collect your data pads at that point, and he hands them to, he takes them out of the conference room. And, like, he's like I said, he's like, Engineer Wakefield will determine if your contract was successful as far as Primacore was concerned. He's like, I will have my aides who bring these, who are coming to collect the rogue AI, also return these data pads at that time. Mm-hmm. He's like, until then, he's like, thank you very much for your cooperation in this matter, and remember that anything that happened on Zerzura, the council would appreciate it if you kept that to yourselves.
Yeah.
Side eye Aulario.
Wasn't very interesting, anyways.
And then he leaves, and you guys are left in the conference room with Addison.
What was that look?
Nothing.
Yo, nothing.
Have we seen Bryn since she left?
No.
And they've taken our data pad, so we can't really do anything to check on her right now. Was she not the council security force representative?
She was, and as soon as you guys
the
landed,
attaché for them, yeah.
Yep, and as soon as you guys landed, like, once everything was in order, she went ahead of you guys, and she didn't even go, like, towards the conference room. She went in a different direction. So.
Probably getting debriefed by her own people.
Mm-hmm. Well, she's part of another faction.
Well, I don't know.
Yeah.
Don't look at me. I'm just a gal with a gun.
Hey, Addison, what's your favorite vacation spot?
He's like, favorite vacation spot? I guess I am, I'm partial to, Carolus. He's like, it's snowy. It has plenty of secluded spots. He's like, it's quiet.
Quiet? Ew. I want to go somewhere loud.
What's your least favorite vacation spot?
Probably Zerzura Station. But after
Good answer.
that...
Hilarious.
Yeah, he says that, and he just kind of looks at everybody, and he's like, sorry. He's like, I don't know. He's like, the most popular one would be Erevis. He's like, everybody loves beaches. He's like, never really my thing, though.
Yeah, let's go back there. Another beach episode.
A whole beach episode. We just have to stew until he comes back, I guess.
Well, he said that he's going to return the data pads with the council operatives who are going to be taking the mobile platform. So if you brought that with you to the conference room, then yes, then you can just hang out.
No, because Oppenheimer would have been piloting it.
Right.
Yeah. I'll like lean my head out the out into the corridor and like just shout down to reception, be like, just tell them, they can bring our stuff back to the ship. They know where we are, and I will leave.
Okay. All right. Okay.
I want to build a Faraday cage on this ship, though.
So it doesn't take them too long. The two council operatives return with your data pads in about I don't know, maybe like 20 minutes. And they're like, okay. One of them's like, there's a mobile platform that we're here to take.
We have to go get it from our ship. It's packed up with some other stuff.
Okay. So they will follow you there.
Are we okay with them taking it?
It's your body.
You don't need it.
I mean, okay.
I mean, I'd rather he take it.
I mean, I've got Keevan's arms, so
Yeah. You've already got your main home. What do you need a summer home?
yeah. It's my summer cottage.
Why don't you like ride it out with them and then just break out of wherever they take you? And they'll think it's the rogue AI.
No,
Oh,
that's a
no.
bad idea. Don't do that.
How about I reload the rogue AI onto the suit right as they take it?
Well, that's
It's already on there.
happening.
Just
It's already on
let
there.
it out.
That's what
Don't
I
let
mean.
it out. Why
Well,
would
yeah,
you
but
let it
then
out?
then they're just going to destroy the body, and the whole point was to bring the thing back. I mean, I can't tell you to do this in front of them since they're apparently tailing me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is terrible. Don't do any of this.
So I will slowly make my way through the ship, and be like, all right, here's where we keep it. Oh no, it's around this corner or whatever.
Okay.
Expecting something to happen, knowing what the body possibly meant to.
Right.
I don't know. I think
It's your call.
I'll just let it go.
Coward.
I know.
That is the correct play.
That's yeah.
Okay. So these two follow Buffy from like crew quarters to command deck to like command console and then gun deck, and then they're just like, okay, like, well, geez, like they just kind of like look at each other. They don't say anything outwardly, but
Well, I catch them like catch a glance, and I'm like, it is a mobile platform, right?
one of them's like, that is true, and the other one just rolls his eyes. But eventually, yeah, you bring him down to the cargo hold, and it's standing there. So then they will. One of them plugs into it with a data pad and is hitting away at a few buttons. And then after a little bit, they take it out. And also, Buffy, you notice that shortly thereafter, maybe like a half hour later, the 40,000 credits are wired into the into your GCC account. So that is 40 wealth that you get to divide as you so choose.
Aw, yeah.
Hooray.
Well.
Zero to Oppenheimer.
You don't need money.
I really don't. Yeah.
You
You're a
can just
robot.
steal it. Like, you can
Yeah,
just
exactly.
rob a bank.
Oh, electronically rob a bank.
Just
Yeah.
fabricate it, yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
My bitcoins.
This just spends all his time mining bitcoins.
Yeah. God, keeping your arm so hot all the time. Why?
That's what I do when Keevan's asleep.
Yeah.
That's why I can't sleep. They're like, the freaking pillows catch fire.
The little fan is just blazing away in it.
Yeah, the little cooling.
Also, assuming you would allow it to happen, Norvin would have taken his leave. I guess that's kind of in Keevan's court at this point.
Yeah, let him go.
Okay. Yeah. He says, well, I mean, thanks for...
Bye.
Okay. Bye. Can I have my stuff back?
No.
Oh,
What?
okay.
Give my stuff back. Don't be mean.
No.
So yeah.
What did he have?
He probably had like he had a data pad. He had
You
say
lived
like
in one room for like a year, dude.
I thought that was 70. You said 72 hours.
yeah, 72 hours. Well, I mean on the ship for a while, but yeah.
I mean, it felt like a year.
No, when he was in the when he was holed up in the
That was like 72 hours, right?
that's it? No, he was
In the
I
command
thought
bridge.
I thought that ship got blown up way longer than
No, it was like 3 days before we got there.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize it was so recent.
He was on drugs the whole time, so
Right?
Yeah, like this pussy needed to be sedated after 72 hours. Fuck
At
him.
least give him his drugs back.
No,
There's just over-the-counter shit.
I'm gonna
apparently.
need him.
To get to sleep with all
Alright.
that fan buzzing, yeah.
Yeah.
So the credits show up. Is our stuff returned at any point?
Yeah,
they
I'm
gave
sorry.
it
Those guys
back.
brought it
Oh,
back
no.
when they arrived. Yeah, so they gave you your data pads back. And everything seems to be as it was when you gave them up. You don't notice
Oh,
anything.
I throw mine in the trash.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
that's all
Just gonna
trash.
take
I'm
off
just gonna.
station. Yeah.
All of that stuff's trash. I'm just gonna get Oppenheimer to back up his data pad and then let him take all his
I want
crap.
to check if they put anything on the data pads.
Ooh, I'll take a mind test up.
Okay.
Also, Kevin, the stuff I put in chat is what Norvin
Yeah,
left behind.
it's all trash. I'm just gonna get
Oh.
Oppenheimer to back up his data pad and then
Okay,
let him
I
take
see.
it all.
Oh my
like, yeah,
God.
it's all-
I see.
I'm gonna check too, because I got cyberspace.
Dave, do you
This
want
would-
to change that role?
This
Dave?
would be handheld devices, not so much
Oh,
cyberspace.
would it?
Mhm.
Oh, well. Fuck it. No, I'm gonna roll for that. There.
As far as either of you can tell, there has been no new software installed on your
Oh.
datapads.
They didn't collect, and you didn't bring up that we found Centurion,
Excuse me.
That's true. Has that been? Have
and
you
it was
guys-
just on a broken data pad, so they didn't seem to ask. I wouldn't have brought it to the meeting or anything because we
Right.
never spent time to fix it.
What did we find?
So we found
old
the original
AI.
AI from the station.
Well, and to be clear, you found fragments of it. Like
Yeah.
it's obviously like you can repair the fragments, but it's not going to be a full functioning AI when you're done with it.
That's fine. It might still know something.
Right.
All right. Well, even with our I still will throw out my data pad.
Okay. So now we have a little bit of at-rest time. So if there's anything you guys want to do in this period,
Heck yeah. There's some stuff that I definitely want to buy, especially now that we have money.
Do we need to fix anything on the ship? I know the shuttle got banged up.
yeah, I would say that fixing the shuttle would probably cost about 5 wealth.
40 wealth.
Wow.
Look at
5
that.
wealth.
That's surprising.
Yeah, 5. And how
I'm
much?
sorry, I'll be right back.
Okay. And as far as fuel used, you went through 12 hexes of super space.
So 5 for the shuttle and sorry.
Yep, 5 for the shuttle. And there's the guilty echo. I don't know if you've been tracking the fuel, but your breaching charge is down another 12 because that's how much you had to spend to get back to Lareth. And on the guilty echo's sheet, it's at 27. So that would put it at 15 out of 100. So I guess if you wanted to recharge your breaching drive, you could do that.
Yeah, we should probably do that.
Okay. That let me pull that up. Breaching drives cost 5d2 wealth to recharge. 5d2 plus 1 wealth to recharge. Okay, so that's gonna be Did they roll? There they go. 8 wealth to recharge your breaching drive.
So we spent 30 total so far.
So what are we down to? 27 now?
Yeah. So that's like 3 each,
Well,
right?
yeah.
No. No, it's well, yeah, 3 each, and there's 3 left over.
Wait a minute, didn't you guys recharge your breaching drive before you went out?
Put some in the
Wait a minute, I'm
discretionary.
sorry, hang on. Didn't you guys recharge your breaching drive before you went out?
I thought we
so.
did.
I thought you did, because I remember you
One-
buying fuel, and I remember it costing as much as your discretionary payment.
Yeah.
So, oh gosh. I'm
It's
kind of-
Ian's job to
I'm
keep
not-
the ship up to date, and he's over here, so I blame Ian.
Yeah, I don't think it doesn't look like I've plugged anything into the ship. So-
Someone clip that and send it to Ian.
I feel like that was the case. In fact, I'm certain of it. So if that's the case, then you wouldn't have needed to spend, unless you wanted to recharge your breaching drive from, would have been 88 up to 100.
No, that's fine.
Or no, it would have, because it would have been 12 to go out and then 12 back, so it actually would have been 76.
76.
76.
Yeah, that sounds right.
That
So
still seems like enough to get to Erebus.
yeah, you can save yourself that 8 wealth.
Yeah. Well, we've got 5. If we take, so that's, what did you say? 40.
We have 7 people, so it's 5 each.
8 people, isn't it?
What?
Oh, Oppenheimer
Are
doesn't
you
count.
counting?
Yeah. No, I was
Are you
counting
counting
Oppenheimer.
Nick and the music robot?
No, there's 8 pictures on the stream. Oh,
I
yeah,
mean,
one of them is Nick.
I'm one of
So
them.
that's 6. Yeah.
I would like to get paid,
I did
sure.
counting. No, fuck off.
5 each. The ship is in good condition. We fixed the shuttle. That seems fine.
Sweet.
Everyone was on one part of the mission, so
That's
it's
true.
not like
Yeah.
it's not like anyone should be missing out on shares.
Yeah.
Y'all help.
hmm So, did you guys have shopping you wanted to do?
Yes.
I was gonna say, I know what Laria did.
hmm
Yes. I'm getting a melee weapon
Why?
because I move really fast
Because melee is really fun.
No, you got nerfed,
And-
remember?
and I've got super good agility.
No, but now melee you
Don't
get
take
2
damage.
attacks, dude.
Right.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, I didn't even know that. I'm definitely getting one.
Just because I'm ignorant of it, Nick.
Mhm.
Is there anything Oppenheimer could buy? Question mark. Seeing as I'm an AI, like I don't think so, but
I mean, like digital services.
If there was a different cyber combat system that had mods and stuff, then you could maybe buy that. Nudge, nudge.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm okay buying nothing. Like I was expecting to buy nothing. I'm just
Yeah, I
making
don't-
Sure I'm not, like,
I would have to.
Assuming.
I would need more. Like, I could get back to you with stuff, but I don't have anything right now. Okay.
Nah.
So how does buying stuff work again?
So
You
don't
give people money, they give you stuff.
you don't
Dang.
buy a la carte. You find everything you want,
Right.
and then you deduct the total cost from your I'm sorry. If the total cost of everything you're buying is equal to or under your half, the halfway point of your wealth, then you don't reduce your wealth at all. But if it's over the halfway point of your wealth, then your wealth goes down by 1 for every point over the halfway point.
Okay. Then I think if all I get
What did we get?
is-
5 each.
Yes. So I'm at 8. So if I get something if I get a total amount of stuff that's 4 or less, then I'm good.
Then you're still at
Great.
8. Yep.
Right. And if I spend 6, then I reduce my wealth by 2.
Mhm.
Correct.
Okay. Okay. And I assume I can find anything that's in the rulebook here.
I don't think you can get heavy weapons, but you're not buying that anyway.
Sure. No. I
me-
want to get a.
Consult my notes real quick because I do have notes
Sure.
on the station. But you can go ahead and list off what you want, and I'll basically let you know what's gonna fly and what isn't once I check this.
I basically just want a monomolecular whip and thieves' tools.
Whip.
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 I want
That's
a
the one.
whip.
Whip.
Yeah, just a whip.
Wow, that's a real cool whip.
Cool whip. Dang it like that. Cool whip.
Okay. Alright, so you can find the thieves' tools. Well, no. Even though you could, because those are thieves' tools. I would say both of these items, because this is a popular station. Like it sees a lot of traffic. So you don't find that stuff in like the shops, but you are able to find people who have these things and are willing to sell them. Who has these things
Cheeseburger.
and are willing to sell them. So if you want to give me a spirit test.
Sure, I can do that. 13.
Okay. Yeah, you find people willing to sell those, but they're going to cost you a total of 5 wealth.
Well, typically they would cost a total of 6.
I'm sorry, they would cost a total of 7 wealth.
Gotcha. Okay, yeah, I'm down for that.
Okay.
And that's it.
Okay.
Unless having a night on the town also would deduct from my wealth.
Would it cost like 1,000?
I would say no, it wouldn't, yeah.
Okay, cool. Then I'm also doing that.
Sure. Anybody else, anything you wanted to accomplish while doing an at-rest scene?
I am going to write my uncle back on Gagarin and tell him that colonel is alive, the guy that disappeared with the Nuani ship. I will buy a burner pad for this.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, and burn, and then say that we're burning for Everus. Erebus. That's pretty much it.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna shop here. This is all tourist crap.
It's all tourist crap, and then like Ilaria walks in.
Yep, both arms
like-
filled with bags.
Looks like she fell through like a closed door hanger rack. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right,
Cool.
well then, if that's it for everyone for at-rest stuff...
Oh wait,
oh, go ahead.
Alaria, you should send an email to your mother.
Oh no.
Yeah, I should. Give me back my tablet.
I don't have it.
I know you don't. You're not a physical entity. Where's my tablet? I'm just like dig around for my tablet. Find it in a pile with everyone else's tablets. Oh, well, did everyone ditch their tablets?
We
Or
got
is
it all
just, like, a
back
couple
before we
people?
went shopping, I think. Right?
I was gonna say it'd be funny if someone just threw away Ilaria's tablet. No, my tablet didn't have anything important on it anyway, so I still have it. And and yeah, I actually will send a message to my family.
Oh.
Yeah.
Roll complication.
Hey everyone. Sorry I haven't been writing.
Okay, well, if that's it from everyone, that is actually where we're going to end it for tonight. And let's see. We did resolved Zerzura, took care of Norvin, we had a couple close quarters scenes, and resolved the contract negotiations. I'm going to give everyone 6 experience.
Wow.
Yay.
So we're at 66.
And we level up at
Click.
70?
Level up at...
No, 80,
it's
right?
80, yep.
80? 2.
Execute XP 60.
Ugh.
All right. Great. Well, thanks for playing, guys, as always. And
Thanks, Nick.
to the folks who joined us on the stream, thanks for watching, and we will reconvene in 2 weeks on Sunday.
Right on.
Great.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.